Greetings, YouTube. The doctor is in. Dr. Urias Papers here, coming at you with another commentary on Dungeons and Dragons. And we're going to talk about this article here, which is the review of the new Cleric coming out in the 2024 Player's Handbook versus the 2014 Cleric. This came out a day ago from Riley Silverman. And we get our obligatory intro paragraph, our video. We get, again, yet another advertisement for the D&D pre-order physical package that they so desperately and badly want you to buy. We get our table, which is a summary of all the stuff. And then we get our picture. This picture, I really kind of have to complain about this picture. I wish they would have shown the whole thing. I know that this is her knee here. I know it's standing on something. But if you just saw this, you'd be like, what is that? Well, if you watch the video and they go through the picture, they show the whole picture. They cut it off. I think they picked the wrong place to cut it off. Is that like some dude's head? What is that? It's a knee, and she's standing on something. If you look at the video, you'll see the whole picture. So, and then we get the full description of all the different changes. So I think, one of the bigger changes that we've got is subclasses are not coming at first level like they did with they were divine domain, so we didn't, we got those at first level. Now we're going to get them at third level cleric subclass. In the original 2014 to 2024, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 different domains. And it looks like we're starting out with 4. So hopefully we're going to get more. But let's begin with Divine Order Level 1. So I didn't feel like this was pretty massive, but as you've likely noticed, the biggest change to the 2024 Cleric is that you no longer receive a subclass level 1. We just said that. This might take a little getting used to, but there is a pretty beneficial new feature in the exchange. In 2014, some classes carried the feature of heavy armor training. Yes, they did, which was war domain and martial weapon proficiency, but some didn't. Now, when you build the 2024 Cleric, you get to decide for yourself if you want to be a protector, which gives you proficiency with martial weapons and training with heavy armor, or if you want to be a thaumaturge, which gives you an extra cantrip from the Cleric spell list. How many cantrips did the Cleric get originally? They got 3. Do you really need 4? That's a question I'm putting out. You also get a bonus to your intelligence, arcana, and religion checks equal to your wisdom modifier. Why don't they just make religion a wisdom check instead of an intelligence check? It was kind of a running joke that the Cleric never really knew anything about religion because it was an intelligence thing, and the wizard was the one that always knew about religion and arcana. So now we're getting an extra. If you take thaumaturge, you're getting an extra cantrip. Do you really need it? And you're getting a bonus to your arcana or religion check, or equal to your wisdom. So then I guess the thaumaturge will now become the expert in religion that they were supposed to always be. Is this equal to this? In my opinion, no, it's not. It's not even close. Martial weapons and heavy armor are big. That's a big deal. Whereas an extra cantrip, no, on top of the 3 you already get, and then a bump to a single skill, no. So, okay. So we got that. You get that choice at first level. Channel Divinity at second level. Again, we got Channel Divinity at second level, and you got 1 per rest. And you got it back on a short or a long rest. And you got Turn Undead and you got something from your domain class, your subclass. Now we see a brand new feature. You gain 2 uses of Channel Divinity at level 2, but now you actually get more options on how to use it. So you got your Divine Spark, which is, they say, is a twofer. So as a magic action, so again, Channel Divinity was an action. Now it's a magic action. As a magic action, you can focus divine energy towards a creature you see within 30 feet. Then you can choose heal or harm. So you can heal 1d8 plus your wisdom modifier, or, which scales up, or you can also force a creature to make a con save and deal that number of damage in radiant and necrotic. If they fail to save, they take half. Not a lot of damage. Don't think I will ever be used. If we still get our Channel Divinity for our subclasses, I will probably be using that. I would use Divine Spark just in case I needed some emergency healing. And we get 2 uses of it, so that's pretty good. Or you can use it to turn undead. Turn undead at 2nd level. Mostly the same. 2000 Players Handbook specifies that the undead creature who fail their save against the Channel Divinity have the frightened and incapacitated conditions for 1 minute. So the effect here is that it's turn for 1 minute. Turn creature must spend its turns trying to move as far away as it can, and it can't willingly move to a space within 30 feet of you. It also cannot take reactions, and for its action, it can use only the dash action. Now it's incapacitated, which means it doesn't get an action or a reaction, but it gets a move, and it still uses its move to get as far away, but no longer uses action to dash, thanks to... So it's kind of like a stunned, punch-drunk undead who now can only move. Okay, and the reasoning they gave behind this was, oh, you're not always going to find undead, so how do you use that channel? Well, we always use Channel Divinity for the other part that was in our domain. That was never in question. Now they give you this little extra thing that you can do just in case you want it. No one's going to use this for the damage. Just saying, unless you absolutely need radiant damage, probably not necrotic damage. And even then, it's going to do a very minimal amount of damage. Everybody's going to use this. To be honest, everybody's going to use this for the healing. Okay. Turn Undead is certainly one of the quintessential cleric abilities, but they didn't see it as being used all the time. All right, cleric subclass. So here's about our domains. At level 3, the 2024 cleric gains their subclass. This brings the cleric in line with other classes. They're trying to standardize all of this, so everybody gets their stuff at level 3. And the 2024 Player's Handbook presents 4 familiar domains for clerics with one exception. The features are nearly identical to the 2014. Each of these subclasses has also had some adjustments. So here are the adjustments. Life domain. So a life domain cleric got spells added to the domain spells, a bonus proficiency with heavy armor, Disciple of Life, so a bump to restoring hip health, and then they got Preserve Life as a Channel Divinity option. So as an action, you present your holy symbol, and you can restore hit points equal to 5 times your cleric level. Okay, so what are the changes here? Disciple of Life and Preserve Life have moved to level 3. Okay, there's Disciple of Life and Preserve Life. So it looks like that's still going to be an option for Channel Divinity. And Blessed Strike has become a base cleric ability, but your domain, and we'll see that down here. So that was your level 6, where when you cast a spell first level or higher, restore hit points, you can regain hit points, so that's something else. No, that's Blessed Healer. It's Divine Strike, but that now becomes Blessed Strike. And your base domain, but your domain spells of Bless, Cure Wounds, and Restoration have been joined by Aid. And I didn't really see Aid in here, so you're adding Aid onto this. Bless, Cure Wounds, Lesser Restoration, and now Aid. I don't know if Spiritual Weapon's still in there or not, but okay. Light domain, these holy light bulbs, warding flare, and radiance of dawn abilities are available at level 3. Okay, light domain, there they are. Warding flare, when you are attacked, and then you can use this feature a number of times. You get your wisdom modifier, and then you add your radiance of dawn. There is that right there. So they're coming at 3rd level instead of 2nd level now, and it's a channel divinity, so that's still there. As an action, present a holy symbol, and any magical darkness when 30 feet is dispelled. Additionally, each hostile creature within 30 feet must make a con save or take some radiant damage. So that looks like it's sticking around. At 3rd level, see invisibility has been added to your domain list. Okay, so the domain list is up here, and it's going to have see invisibility. So that's good. Doesn't look like they're changing too much, other than things are coming at a level later. Trickery domain is now a base one. This was not a base, I believe, in the 2014. I don't think this was in the player's handbook, but now it is a base one. And so you now gain Blessing of the Trickster and Invoke Duplicity at level 3. So there's that one at 1st level, and that Channel Divinity at level 2. Now they both come at level 3. Doesn't look like they changed. Your Mirror Image domain spell has been replaced with Invisibility. There's Mirror Image, and it's going to become Invisibility now. I'm not sure if I'm okay with that, but that's okay. At level 6, Trickery domains can now swap places with their illusion whenever they create or move them using their bonus action. Okay, that's pretty cool. As an action, you create this thing, and as a bonus action, you can move the illusion up to 30 feet. You can swap places with it. That is what it said. Now swap places with their illusion whenever they create or move them using their bonus action. That's pretty cool. At level 17, again, they're trying to get these incentives in for you to stick with these classes and not multi-class or class dip. At level 17, your illusion grants advantage to you and your allies when they attack a creature within 5 feet. And if you dispel the illusion, you grant a number of hit points equal to your cleric level to a creature within 5 feet of it. Okay. And then the next one is War Domain. So we're talking martial weapons and heavy. That now is a base thing. And we've got the War Priest and the Guided Strike. So as skilled with the blade as they are with the holy symbol, your domain spells now have Guiding Bolt among your always prepared spells. The level 6 feature War God's Blessing has been changed from a single-use attack bonus and now always allows you to cast Shield of Faith and Spiritual Weapon without a spell slot. It has been changed from this to this without concentration for up to a minute. Each one, is it and or? It's or. Allows you to cast Shield of Faith or Spiritual Weapon. I don't know how I feel about that. So this was always a nice plus 10 that you could use in a clutch situation, but now it's going to be a Shield of Faith or a Spiritual Weapon. This could be used in a kind of more or less clutch situation. They're both bonus actions, so no concentration, and you got them for a minute. So, okay, that could be pretty cool. All right, at level 5, this is a big change. Taking the spirit of 2014, destroy undead. So let's look at that. Destroy undead. Here it is right here. At 5th level, you would destroy a CR 1/2 or lower when they fail their save. Now, that doesn't happen. You sear them, and they say it's a big upgrade. I don't think it's a big upgrade. With Sear Undead, whenever you use your channel ability to turn undead, you can roll a number of d8s equal to your wisdom modifier. So at level 5, that should be 3 or 4. Each undead, so if it's 3, that is going to be about 16 or 17 points of damage. No, it's going to be 13 or 14 points of damage. And if it's 4 dice, it's going to be 18 points of damage. Each undead, regardless of CR, that failed their save against your turn undead suffers radiant damage equal to your roll, and turn undead effect also remains in place. This exciting change, whenever they say this kind of stuff, it's not really a change, and they're trying to get you excited about it. So the CR threshold in previous versions often meant that Destroy Undead had very limited use. It was rare that a party of level 5 adventurers was still facing off against CR 1/2 monsters. Okay, I want to highlight something here. Game rules, monsters, undead. And we're going to do these by CR. So they are saying it was rare that a party of level 5 creatures would go against zombies, skeletons, shadows. I don't really see that. Okay, I don't really see that. That is, the hordes of zombies and skeletons were still a thing happening at level 5. Please see Tomb of Annihilation for more information. And with the new rules, a zombie will not be vaporized. So zombie has 22 hit points. If you have an 18 wisdom, you will do, on average, 18 hit points of damage. Thus, these zombies will have 4 hit points left, not vaporized. Whereas before, vaporized. This got a big, giant nerf, in my opinion. With Sear Undead, you can potentially deal damage to every undead within 30 feet. Well, Turn Undead was everything within a certain radius. So I think this is a big nerf. With even a +2 or +3 wisdom modifier, you still have a chance of destroying undead, but if not, they'll still take... No, it should have been... It should have been this. So Turn Undead is still 30 feet. Each undead within 30 feet has to make a wisdom save, and if they failed that save at 5th level, they were gone. If they were half or lower. Yeah, okay. This is a big nerf, and it really, I don't think this was necessary at all. All right, at level 7, we're getting a Blessed Strike. A variant on Blessed Strike was introduced as a level 8 option in Tasha's Cauldron of Everything. So that is optional things here. Blessed Strike. You are blessed with Divine Might. When a creature takes damage from one of your cantrips or weapon attacks, you can also add a D8 radiant damage to that creature. And you only got to use this. Once you deal this damage, you can't use this feature again until the start of your next turn. So you only got to use it once a turn. So now when you first level up to 7, you choose one of the following options. Divine Strike, once per turn when you hit a creature with a weapon attack. You can add a D8 of your choice of radiant or necrotic damage. This goes along with the Protector or Potent Spellcasting. Add your Wisdom modifier to the damage dealt with any Cleric cantrip. I guess that goes with the Thaumaturge. And that's pretty much in line with this. This is an average of 4.5 damage. By the time you're 7th level, you should have an 18 wisdom, and you'll be doing 4 damage. So neither of these choices are wholly new to the Cleric, but previously they were tied to the domain. So I think that's okay. At Divine Intervention at level 10, they've changed this. So before Divine Intervention, when you used it, here it is. Imploring your deity, describe the assistance you seek. Roll percentage dice. If you roll a number equal to or lower your cleric level, your deity intercedes. And then the DM got to choose a whole bunch of stuff. There's a lot of table variation. I know they wanted to mitigate a lot of table variation with these and make things a lot more defined. So this one was not so defined. And I had a tendency to be very lenient with this. It should be powerful. It is roughly a 10% or higher, 10 to 20% chance, so it's not going to happen a lot, and you only get it once every 7 days. So I was pretty lenient with. Now they said because it required the use of percentile die, the odds of it actually working were usually fairly slim, and when it did, the feature was written in a way that was a bit too vague. They didn't like the vagueness, apparently. This led to a lot of discussion how it worked in the moment. The feature often boiled down to the effect of a cleric spell. Okay, so they take a big step in a clarity and functionality. The feature now allows a player to choose any cleric spell of 5th level or lower that doesn't require a reaction to cast, and you can cast it without expending a spell slot or material component. So, that is actually pretty big, depending on the spells that you are using. But if we take the cleric spells and we level these out and we go to, let's say, 5th level. So what 5th level spells do we have access to? So we're talking about Raise Dead. That's a biggie. Now you can cast Raise Dead without expending a spell slot. And you can cast it without expending a spell slot or material components. The 7-day delay in using it again is gone now as well, meaning you can invoke Divine Intervention again after completing a long rest. So, that's pretty powerful. If I'm able to cast a 5th level spell or lower, Raise Dead, right then and there, without this 500 gold piece diamond, and without this, then that is pretty awesome. And I can do it after completing a long rest. Wow. Okay. And that uses the Divine Intervention, which was I believe it was an action. Divine Intervention was... beginning at 10th level, you can call on your deity to intervene on your behalf, imploring the deity use your action. Yeah, that's very powerful. That is very powerful. So they use the example of once per day ability to pack a powerful punch or pull out a revivify. That's the big one. In a clutch moment, that was an action, and revivify required you to use a 300 gold piece diamond. Now you just do it. There's a bunch of other spells you could use. Okay, then we get improved Blessed Strikes. So again, for the Protector type, you don't have to take this like this. You now get 2d8 of extra radiant or necrotic damage when you hit a creature with a weapon attack. And a potent spell casting, you deal damage with a cleric cantrip. When you deal damage with a cleric cantrip, you grant temporary hit points equal to twice your wisdom modifier to yourself or another creature within 60 feet. That's a lot. So you could be doling out a lot of temps. That should be, at this level, that should be 8 to 10 temps. That's pretty powerful. Boon of Fate. So when you or another creature within 60 feet of you fails a saving throw on a d20, you can add a d4 or subtract the result from a d20. Okay, succeeds or fails. This is pretty powerful too. Once you use this, you can't do it again for a short rest. So technically, you could use this once a combat. And then Greater Divine Intervention, so allows you to use a wish spell. The features of the wish spell are largely similar to the 2024 Player's Handbook, which tells me that they are probably going to be changing the spell. So the complications that can result from using it and the toll it takes on the caster's body and health really fit the mold and the impact of the cleric. Okay, so after using Divine Intervention to cast Wish, you'll need to wait 2 to 4 long rests before you can use this feature again. All right, so all in all, I think they've fleshed out the cleric a little bit differently to be in line with the standardization of picking subclasses at level 3. A few of them, I think for the most part, these got bumped because they got some spells added. Doesn't look like they're messing around with the domain powers very much. Sear Undead, which was Destroy Undead, got a huge nerf. I don't like that at all. Blessed Strike is pretty cool. It's coming in. That's good. Divine Intervention, I think, is massive. So I would say this is a B overall. I mean, this is not going to happen a lot. You know, you're not always going to see undead. So, and it doesn't matter what their CR is. You just do the damage, but it's not a lot of damage. It really isn't. All right, that is what I got for everybody today. I appreciate everybody tuning in, and I will catch everybody later.